NSC Fan TV. I am here with Jason after the 1-0 win against LAFC. Jason. Oh, by the way, hey, Arsenal won today too.
Yeah, that was,
boom! Give me the bump.
That was a really great game.
Come on, you Gunners, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about. So our teams won today.
Right.
All right. So let's talk about the NSC game. What'd you see today, my friend?
It looked like the Joe Willis that we knew like a year ago. I mean, he played fantastic. Like he's had some off games this year, but he looked really sharp tonight.
Joe Stinky Gloves Willis showing up. So saving the pen, and even staying on the line for it. Awesome. Bailing out the defense. Why do you think Willis had to play that way, though?
I don't know. The back line just seemed a little off tonight. I mean, there was a lot of chances that any other goalkeeper might have let the ball through. I mean, if Willis didn't play a lights out game, we would have lost tonight.
Yeah. So from where I was sitting, again, I kind of had a bad negativity today. I might have ate something wrong here. Not to say anything was bad here at the Lost Patty. Everything was delicious. I might have eaten something a little bit heavy that didn't sit right with me. But I was feeling very negative on one of our backs. I thought that Dan Lovitz had a no good, very bad day today. Gave away the pen.
Zimmerman seemed a little off today too.
So Zimmerman came off. Lovitz stayed on, and again was a little bit of a trouble. What kind of fixes do you think are possible in the back there, especially given the fact that we have to go back out to LA again to play the Galaxy?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I would say like Shaq Moore though. He looked pretty good tonight. I mean, that's one of the positives from the back line. Just have to, I don't know, just sort of regroup. I know Eric Miller came on. A lot of people are a little nervous about that.
I love Eric Miller. I love Eric Miller.
Very controversial figure in Nashville circles.
He's controversial only because of the fact that he gets thrown into positions where he has to perform at a level.
Right.
And here we are. So we played with the back five for what, 30 minutes about? Maybe 25, 30 minutes?
Probably.
And what'd you think about what did it look like whenever we did our impression of a turtle?
A turtle. I mean, pretty good, I guess, a turtle.
They didn't score!
Well, that's a new term for, like, park the bus.
Yes, that's exactly it. A bus got parked. And beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, Gary Ball worked tonight, you know. A lot of times it doesn't work because we'll end up giving up a goal in, like, the 90th minute or whatever.
Yeah, so Gary Ball for the win. So being able to, in some ways, and there were a handful of moments where, for example, Moore dribbled the ball to the corner and tried to sit on it. What did you think of in Nashville in terms of just being able to manage the clock under those conditions?
I think we did. I think we had some pretty good time management tonight. I mean, toward the end, like it seemed like we tried to hang on to it as long as we could, you know, and try to keep them from, you know, getting the ball back and maybe getting a chance. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what we've learned from the previous Galaxy games and try to fix any issues as far as going forward and to going back out there.
And that is one of the strange things about the playoffs now is that, I mean, these are teams that we've seen twice. I mean, it's not that strange. That's the usual thing about the playoffs, but in some ways that's the sort of the uncanniness of the playoffs. All these are teams that we've played twice, home and away.
Yep.
We've seen their best, we've maybe seen their worst. What's the worst of LA that you're expecting to see?
Like the worst for us, like
either way.
I mean, Chicharito, like he's always going to be a threat. So I mean, we're going to have to shut him down, maybe double team him a few times, you know.
So Chicharito, cannot let him get loose. Do you see any chances for us? Do you see any places where you think that Nashville might be able to make something happen?
I mean, I think we can make things happen. I mean, I think it might have to take another Gary Ball kind of game where, you know, we maybe get a goal and just try to sit on it as long as we can, you know.
Another Gary Ball. So that I wouldn't call that a prediction. That was more like a hypothesis.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Who knows what's going to happen? It's a week away, and it's in L.A. Anything can happen in L.A.
Yeah, and I think this season, like, okay, like playing in the West, it's harder tougher teams, like more travel, but there's a lot of points we left on the table we could have capitalized on to get a home playoff match.
Any team that starts with an H.
Right. We gave Houston 6 points this year, and Sporting Kansas City, like, they won here at home, and
with a Graham Zusi banger from 40 yards out, it felt like.
And it feels like there was a lot of games, too, where we were up 1-0, and then we let the other team score, and it finished in a draw. I mean, we're kind of our own worst enemy this year in a way.
So you think things are going to be different when we move back to the East?
Yeah, I think so. Like, the traveling's going to be a lot better for us, and also...
And we get to play Atlanta twice, because fuck Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta, Cincinnati, like, we could bring lots of fans to those games. We could just sort of make some noise and just, make a difference too. I think if we get back in the East and play teams that are close to us again.
So being able to get out there, play teams in the East. All right. So these are some great predictions, Jason. Any closing thoughts about tonight's game?
Just an amazing performance from Joe Willis. Hopefully he's in the playoff zone right now, because we're gonna need a performance like that, I think, going forward in the playoffs, because we're gonna possibly go to LA 3 weeks in a row now. If we get past Galaxy, and if we do that, there's a chance we could host a conference final here. Just depends what goes on in that other bracket.
That would be amazing. So the hope here is that, and as with all playoff hopes, goalkeeper gets hot, team gets hot.
Right. And hopefully we get a striker that really catches on fire now. It was good to see Till get a goal. He's had some great moments this year. Maybe that's who you go as your starting striker going forward, maybe.
All right. Here's some hopes. Somebody gets hot going into the playoffs, not just the goalkeeper, but someone scoring some goals. Jason? NSC Fan TV.